RPS.
Okay.
On shoot, best 2 out of 3.
Okay. Oh!
Just
It's the mind games, man.
Just darts.
Woohoo! Alright. What up, guys? This is Joe.
And Cam.
And we are here with HawksNestGaming to talk to y'all about Photon Hypernova. And you better be hyped for it, because that stuff, like that set, is just insane.
So, the set comes out here in a few weeks, and we all know it's going to be meta-defying, game-changing. We talked about the cash tier stuff a little bit.
Yes.
But today I think we want to talk about some of the other gems that aren't really being thrown around a ton. Alright, so we've got, out of this new set, we've got our top 15 cards. Well, I wouldn't say top 15 cards, but 15 cards that we find really exciting about the set that don't have cash tier in their names.
Yeah, that's the biggest relevant. Like, you already know those cards, you know what they do. We want to highlight the other things because there's a lot going on in this set, for sure.
Lots to unpack. So the first one I want to talk about is Gravekeeper's Inscription. Most people have probably heard about this card by now. It is super cool. So the biggest thing is that it has to be activated at the start of your main phase 1. So there is that restriction there. It's a spell card that states you can activate one of the 3 effects, and then until the end of your opponent's turn, it applies. Cards can't be special summoned from the graveyard. Cards effects can't activate in the graveyard. No cards can be banished from the graveyard. So it's like Necro Valley and Dweller had a baby that was a spell card. So obviously super crippling against 2 element. It can be really detrimental to several other strategies that require the graveyard for a resource. So that's one.
Yep. Alright, y'all. So now, talking about the Galaxy Photon stuff, there's one card in particular that is really good in terms of being able to just search cards or send it to the grave. But it's Galaxy Photon Dragon. Basically, you can either get a card to your hand or you can send something to the grave. It gives other light monsters on your field 500 more attack. It allows a monster that special summons to become a level 4/8, facilitating either plays with their level, like rank 4 monsters or the level 8 monsters.
Or rank 8s.
It's honestly all around just really good support for Photons. That's kind of like, it's so funny, this set is called Photon Hypernova, and everyone's so focused on the other things that are in the set, but the Photon support is actually genuinely pretty good.
Yeah.
So definitely consider it if you are a Photon fan.
This set, what's fun about this set is there's a little something for everybody.
Yeah.
So the next thing, and it's one of my personal favorite cards out of the set, is the Gigantic Champion Sargis, whatever you said. So it's a rank 4, but it lets you search Regulus. That's what you really do. And the best part about it is you don't have to detach to do it. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Once per turn, you can also exile summon this card with 1 Spriggan's card that you control. So that in and by itself makes Spriggan's 10 times better. Well, they were never really good. It makes them relevant. Let's just kind of put it that way. And while this card is material, you can add 1 Spriggan's Ethereum card from your deck to your hand. While this card has material. So there's no detach to add, no nothing. Just add 1 Spriggan's Ethereum card. So you can go, let me grab the field spell, activate field spell, add Regulus. Oh, it's like a combo. It's fantastic. It's so generic too. Oh, I'm sorry, I said 4. Level 8 monsters.
But really,
Ooh, who cares? Level 8 monsters. And then if a material is detached from a monster on the field, including your opponent, except in a damage state, you can target 1 card on the field and either destroy it or return it to the hand. That's so nuts, dude. This card does so much. So just to unpack that a little bit.
but the other thing is, like you were saying, I mean, you called it a rank 4, which it really is because you can use the other Spriggan's rank 4 to make it. So it's generic. You can put it, and the other thing you didn't mention is you can make Zeus with it. So you can any rank 4 deck now can easily make Zeus.
Turbo Zeus.
Like,
it's just so nuts. And again, it's level 8. I mean, generic level 8. Right, and just searching the Coliseum, the Disc Coliseum to add Regulus to be able to do stuff, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Spriggan's Theron is going to be actually pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Well, Spriggan's Regulus, yes. But anyway, so that card, look out for it. get your playset of them. HawksNestGaming, link in the description below. We will have them available for pre-sale. Go ahead and get them picked up this next week.
Yeah. It's triple tactics thrust. And to say that this card is...
Tasking sounded so much cooler, by the way.
It did. Thrust is a little weird.
Whatever.
But this card is going to be very impactful. If you don't know what it already does, I mean, it's very interesting for...
It's thrusting.
I mean, he really is a big fan of whatever that weapon is. I don't know what that weapon is. Anyway, we're getting distracted by the wrong things.
Not bad.
That's what we do here anyway. But, yeah, let me just read it off because this is absurd. If your opponent has activated a monster effect during this turn, set one normal spell or trap directly from your deck except triple tactics thrust. They really want you to just trip on the word. Or if your opponent controls a monster, you can add it to your hand instead. That set card cannot be activated this turn. You can only activate one triple tactics thrust per turn.
So you're going through your combo, and they go, Haveness, effect special, you're like, sure. Do things, whatever. You can just like grab a talents. You can grab a talents off of it.
You can do anything. If they disrupt your play, you're just like, okay, cool, let me get a different starter card, or let me get this, you know, like, it's just...
The big thing to understand though is that they have to control a monster for you to add it to your hand. But I mean, worst case scenario, it's like, okay, I don't have imperm. Let me go ahead and set imperm on my import.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
like
seriously, it's like, I mean,
the idea is, I mean, if they stop one thing, you get another. Like, you're basically like, okay, I'm going to supplement this instead, and it's generic. It can be a normal. I mean, can't be continuous, can't be quick play spell. It has to be a normal one. However, there's a lot of good ones.
Really?
So, yeah.
Yeah,
that's.
I think there's an archetype that we're going to talk about here in a minute that might enjoy this card.
Yeah.
So real quick, we're going to touch on the one card starter for the new TCG exclusive Gold Pride cards. So the Gold Pride cards are, again, TCG exclusive. It's based off of a race theme. So it's actually pretty cool. I like the artwork a lot.
I enjoyed it a lot too. I actually want to maybe put this together. It has potential. It looks fun.
That is going to be decent rarity. Might as well. It's going to be cheap to pick up because people are going to be sleeping on it pretty hard.
Yep.
But one thing that I really found, especially like regionals and stuff like that, if you play a deck that makes people read, you typically end up doing all right.
I love to be the rogue player, and sometimes when you bring certain things in the room, they're like, that card does what?
So the effect of this spell card, so it's Gold Pride, the crowd goes wild. So basically you activate the card, reveal another Gold Pride monster in your hand, and the special summon another name from the deck with it, and then lose the life points equal to that attack. So essentially all these cards get like goofy effects if your life points are lower than your opponent's. So you basically just cut yourself a little bit and then just go nuts. Now again, I say it's a one card starter. It's like a 1.5 card starter. You do have to have another Gold Pride name in your hand to get it started. So, you know, it's like, it's not the best, but it's got some potential. It's definitely got some potential. If we can find something to splash with it, who knows? It's going to be pretty crazy.
I mean, people are already talking about stuff like Punk, and the other thing that's nuts about it in a way is just like once you get below that threshold, right, you get below your opponent. Yeah, you can synchro, you pay life points. There's a lot of synergy there. So that's already been the first thing people focused on. But no, honestly, I mean, if you get below that life points threshold, you can start just being able to put out free bodies, make combos. And the other weird and interesting, is the way they like have their like link monster. If they can't synchro for some reason, they make that instead, bring it out. Then you can target certain parts of the field, blows up things adjacent to like what you target.
That's right.
And it bounces itself back. There's just a lot of interesting things about this deck. And obviously TCG exclusives notoriously, you have a couple good ones over the years, and then a lot of them are not great.
I like mutants.
No, I mean, look, some of them are very interesting anyway.
But they're fun.
But these actually seem to maybe have something. So you got to keep your eye on it. And if you have interest in them, like Cam said, so much going on the set. People aren't going to be paying attention. Oh, you got this Gold Pride card? Pick it up. Why not?
Matter of fact,
make a binder of it. Because you'll be ready when it's good later.
One of them's a Starlight.
Oh yeah, the carry, right?
Yeah, one of them's a Starlight. So probably gonna be the cheapest Starlight in the set, but
like $40, $50.
I mean, you know, get you a cheap Starlight if you like the deck. So anyway, So this next card is another purple card, and not the ones that come from the extra deck. Joe loves playing purple cards.
Oh yeah.
So does Ray. So do I. They're fun. I played Helmets like it was going out of style.
I mean, dude, there's a lot of fun decks to play with that. So this card is going to be very interesting, very good. I think more than people give it credit for. But Waybridge. If your opponent controls 2 or more monsters than you do, your opponent must send cards they control.
That's actually nasty.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, wait, why are you saying that?
Because two or more monsters? Bro, set 5 pass, they normal summon, they go Beaver, summon Beaver, you go whoop.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
Fun.
Because in certain, I mean, I've done that.
Actually, you let him go through more of the combo than that.
Yeah, no. So, Waybridge. If your opponent controls 2 more monsters than you do, your opponent must send monsters they control to the graveyard, so they only control 1. That is nuts. Like, for back row decks, if you already have, you know, your stuff set up, and you really only need, like, the 1 or however many monsters, right? They just have to have more. But if you're going up against certain decks that are just trying to combo out and everything, you can literally just play that card, stop them what they're doing. Pretty much the point, though. Like, you can basically, if you activate the correct times, you just mess up your opponent's play, and it can be very effective, especially with the deck. It's kind of just like, it's like an evenly matched in a way.
It's like a slower evenly matched.
Yeah. I mean, you have to have more like setup to an extent, but even for some decks, not really. I mean, like you were saying, there's some decks that are just you just put your 5 back row back there, and they're gonna facilitate what you need. And
or you activate Prosperity, banish the cards, and they go Ash. You're like, cool, thrusting.
that is yeah.
Set the Waybridge, make them go. Oh shit.
And then they gotta try and do something about it.
Yeah, don't have a choice. Gotta you kill it or get rid of it. All right, so real quick, we're gonna talk on the branded stuff coming out in this set. So they got 2 fusion monsters that include the Cartesia, which we knew that they were coming. So if you hadn't picked up your Cartesias yet, sorry, you better go ahead and get some because it's probably going to be crazy. But these give it another level. Now, a couple of the guys that I know have been playtesting this deck pretty hard, and they feel very confident going to the next format. And we're going to see how the format shapes up a little bit once this set drops. But if you're a branded player, go ahead and pick these up pretty quick because I think they are just going to go up in value, especially once some of the other stuff that's crazy in the format gets nerfed a little bit. But so, if this card's so it's Blazing Cartesian and 1 light or dark monster. That's it. You say Super Poly.
Yeah, exactly.
If this card's fusion summon, you can summon a level 6 or higher dragon monster from the deck or extra deck to the graveyard, very similar to like Albion, whatever. If a monster is special summoned by your opponent's activated monster effect, except for the damage step, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard and special summon 1 Dogmatica monster from your deck or 1 Despia monster from your extra deck.
It bridges a lot of plays and combos. Like, it's kind of crazy. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
But it's just like...
you can only use each effect once per turn.
Whatever. It is so strong. It is strong for what you said. I mean, it allows you to super poly against certain decks if you wanted to. But more than anything, you can make it yourself and just, boom, I get this, boom, I get another guy.
The fact that, so you go through your combo lines, so you use this to get into Mirror Jade, right? Yeah. And then as soon as a special summon something, you banish this card and summon out, I don't know, Fleur de Lis, whatever it is.
All right, the next card we're going to talk about is Beargram Shelled Emperor of the Forest Crown. Long name, great card. Here we go. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand or graveyard by banishing 3 insect or plant monsters from your hand and or graveyard. You can only special summon 1 per turn, and then your opponent cannot activate monster effects in response to your spell and trap card or effect activation. So my stuff's free. I mean, I already like stopped you from stopping my traps.
But here's the thing. In effect in response to your, now specifically monster effects, right? To your whatever. But if you're able to get this guy out, I'm thinking, you're talking trap tricks, I'm thinking bee troopers, right? And it says you can do this from the graveyard. So you can pitch this guy through your combo through your Bee Trooper combo, and then banish stuff from your graveyard and special summon it. And we like to recycle our bees from banished, just so you know. And then they can't say no when you activate the trap card. It's crazy.
So, and more than anything, we haven't even gotten to the last sentence of the card because this is where it gets really, really crazy. But once per turn during your main phase, you can destroy all basic monsters on the field except insect and plant monsters. Also, this card cannot attack directly for the rest of this turn. You don't even care about that. You blow up their board, and then the rest of your cards just go in. Bee Trooper, Traptrix, any insect deck you're playing with or plant. I mean, Naturia is another thing, right? They just got a lot of support.
Oh.
They got a lot of support. They got more stuff in here. That's nuts, dude.
Naturia could be really good.
Yeah.
That card's gonna be insane.
Dude, and it's good. It's been so long since we've had such busted
And it looks mean
support.
too. It looks
yeah,
so
it
cool.
does. It is a very nice card.
It looks so cool.
I think it's an ultra. if I remember
It's an
right.
ultra.
Yeah, so.
I think these are all, so far, these are all secrets and ultras that we talked about.
Yeah.
So the next one we're going to talk about is another branded card. Rend Brum the Striking Dragon. Fallen Balbaz, and one Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast Monster. That's hard to do. So it is a Winged Beast card, so it could be, I don't know, again, it's the Tri Brigade tie to the whole thing.
Yeah.
The other one, the Grand Guignol or whatever.
Yeah, the crazy name.
This is the one that people are going to really be after. But when a fusion, synchro, Xyz or link monster effect is activated, quick effect, you can negate that effect, then you can return one monster on the field of the hand. Oh my. It's correct. During your opponent's turn, while this card is in your graveyard, quick effect, you can target one Fall of Balbaz in your graveyard, special summon either that monster or this card, and banish the other. Oh man. You can only use each effect once per turn. Hey man, card's not bad.
Dude, both of them are really stupid.
That card's really good.
They got a lot of decent support.
Negate that effect and then return one monster. You force out their normal summon, negate it and then bounce it back, and they're just like, womp womp.
Like, thanks for trying.
Ooh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, level 8 fusion 25 2K. Who cares? It's really really cool. Really cool. So another purple card, not like the one I was talking about.
So anyway, big welcome Labyrinth. Special summon one Labyrinth monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard, then return one monster you control to the hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Fiend monster you control, or if you control a level 8 or higher Fiend monster, you can target one card your opponent controls instead. Return that to the hand. You can only use one big welcome Labyrinth one per turn. This card
You can
is
search
nuts.
that card real quick.
Yeah. No, like, this card is ridiculous. I mean, you had Welcome Labyrinth before, but Big is just, yeah, it's starting all the plays. Like,
Y'all better be ready for this deck, I'm telling you.
it's going to be good. It's what they needed, honestly.
Be ready.
So,
It's gonna be crazy. Anyway,
it's very good.
looking forward to it. So the next one is one that I'm personally looking forward to because I have the generator core for like
Years.
so Leviathan, the generator, and we're butchering these names, but it doesn't matter. The generator boss of shadows. You can only control one of these. This name. Monsters your opponent controls lose 1,000 attack and defense. Pretty good. It's 25/25 by the way. Monsters your opponent control lose 1,000 attack and defense. You contribute this Xyz summon card. Special summon one. This is a quick effect. Summon one of your non-fairy generator Xyz monsters from the extra deck. Then you can attach cards from the field and or graveyards to that special summon card up to the material this number material this card has. So you can go into this with I think at least 3 materials generally through the lines, and then during the middle of your opponent's combo when it's the weakest, you can quick effect. Send this thing to the graveyard, summon your Jarog, and equip all your opponent's cards to it. Or equip as Xyz materials. Pretty fun.
Yeah.
Pretty fun. So again, I don't know how good it's going to be, but I'm really excited to try it.
Yeah.
And it looks really cool on top of that. So yet another like archetype that's just like way off the radar. This getting some support.
Okay, so this card has a lot of hype actually around it because this deck, when it premiered in the TCG, I mean, it had a lot of interesting.
It's a TCG exclusive.
Yeah, it
Plunder
was
Patrol.
originally.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you already heard Plunder Patrol,
Oh,
Jord. No, it's fine. Plunder Patrol, if I can just say it. Plunder Patrol Ship, Jord.
As Murph would say, our brains are tired.
So, that they are. All right. This is actually a pendulum synchro monster. So it has a pendulum effect and a card effect. And boy, is there a lot to read, but I'm going to do it as quick as just break it down. So for the pendulum effect, you can declare one attribute, return this card to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon one Plunder Patrol token. Fiend, level 4, attack 0, defense 0, with that attribute to both players' field in defense position. You can only use this effect of Plunder Patrol Jord once per turn. So basically, you can bounce it and like from your pendulum zone, and you can put a token on their field and you pick whatever attribute you're trying to make. So basically, this is the issue that Plunder Patrol had before. You had to play around them having certain attributes or finding a way to give them certain attributes to be able to make the things you want. Now you can generate a token to not only do that for you, but on top of it, you're making it difficult for them to play certain cards that they would want to otherwise. Like basically Lightning Storm, they can't play it, they get the token. Like there's just other things that are basically causing them problems. So you just, yeah, it's just good. But that is just the pendulum effect. The card effect is actually really good too. So it's one tuner, one or more non-tuner monsters. If your opponent special summon a monsters except during the damage step, you can add one Plunder Patrol card from your deck to your hand. Then if this card is equipped with a Plunder Patrol card, you can special summon one Plunder Patrol monster from your deck. You can target one Plunder Patrol card in your graveyard, add it to your hand, and if you do, place this card in your pendulum zone. You can only use this effect Plunder Patrol Jord once per turn. Can you talk about pluses?
Bro, literally make this card, and they're always they equip to each other when they leave the field. So when you make the card, it goes to graveyard and it equips to it because it left the field.
Yeah, you get a card, equips to it,
You
gets
get
another
two cards.
Yeah.
You get the Plunder Patrol card and another monster.
Yeah.
And then you get to put it in the pendulum zone to do the pendulum shenanigans. And then when it leaves there, it goes back to the extra deck.
So
fudge.
Man, when this deck first came out, I was messing around with it. I really enjoyed it. Traded it off to a friend actually, but our friend Ray, who I hope he still has this.
Plug for Ray.
I hope he still has this deck because man, I want to see you play this.
He's been playing Shadolls.
Really?
Let's go.
Plunder Patrol, do it. Now,
Dude,
this deck was always interesting, but I love this card.
I'm telling you, Plunder Adventure is going to be a deck.
Yeah.
It is going to be good. Anyway, this one's called Sneaky C. When your opponent special summons a monster, except in the damage effect, you can special summon this card from your hand in face down defense position. And if you do, during the end phase of this turn, change it to face up defense position. You can only use this effect of Sneaky C once per turn. If this card is flipped face up during the end phase, destroy all special summon monsters on the field. It's not Max C.
No.
Right? It's not Max C. But my God, it is actually super, super fun. I mean, it pops itself too because it was special summon, but it's
you don't even care about that though.
Dude.
It can pop itself all day. You
so
pop everything else.
They literally they have to deal with this through the combo. So you can put this out. I mean, I guess they can Baron pop it, right? Because Baron can destroy. Does it have to be face up? I think it has to be face up for Baron to pop it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Regardless, they have to answer it, or the board's gonna go bye bye. Either way, it's gonna be pretty cool. So anyway, that's really it. I like that one. I don't think it's absolutely broken.
Yo, if you haven't heard about this Gishki support coming out, it is ridiculous. Only for the fact that it's level 2 stuff that helps work with spread. But I mean, Gishki's already had plenty of level 2 monsters, but they just are gonna mesh so well together. And let me get into it. So Gishki Grimness is one of the cards. We're highlighting
a common.
We're highlighting. Yes, it's a common. The other ones are like super at most, I think. Right? I think it's like the ritual. But anyway, if you ritual summon exactly one ritual monster with a card effect that requires use of monsters, this card can be used as the entire tribute. Cool. So the other ones can do that too. In some cases, that's not even the fun part.
Gishki Necros.
Maybe you can work on that. If this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon one Gishki monster from your deck except Gishki Grimness. Also, you can only declare attacks with ritual monsters until the end of this turn. A lot of people don't pay attention to that. It is a relevant thing. You can only use this effect once per turn. But even regardless of that, I mean, you've got the new one that you can bring out that specials from the grave, negates. It's a good card. But the cool part is, you can play this, you can bring out the Abyss comes out, that adds you other cards as well. Like, basically facilitating, you know, let me add this spell card, a ritual, or whatever you want. And if nothing else, I mean, you're mixing, like, this kind of replaces Diva that was being played before.
Yeah, it's
in
better,
Water.
like,
yeah. It's just good. You're gonna be able to mix it with the Toad variant if you want. Honestly, the funniest part is like this bright stuff's starting to kind of dwindle a little bit. I mean, you still want it because it's still relevant for a lot of the plays.
Still very good.
But it's like a smaller engine that you're just supplementing with a lot of these like just really good level 2 water cards. So, really good card. Definitely the one we wanted to highlight because it's gonna start, you know, making plays in the deck. But
Gishki Toad's coming.
I might mess with that, man. It looks fun and interesting. It's doing really well in the OCG, but I fully believe it's going to be good.
Oh, us degenerate TCG players will find a way to break it.
Yeah.
So the last card I want to talk about is what I'm running through the card list, and I was very surprised. I was like, this card is crap.
And people were saying it's not that great. I thought it was fine.
People are slamming it because it does take a lot to fulfill the requirements to summon.
But, you know, the right hands, it's going to hurt.
But to be fair,
Maybe
it's going to be a blast. It is Orfbull, the Harmonious Bullfighter Bard. So it's a chaos monster. It's a light chaos monster, 3,000, 2,400 body. So this card cannot be normal or special summoned. Normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by banishing 2 light and 2 dark monsters from your hand or graveyard, except for itself. If it's summoned this way, it gains 1,000 attack for each monster banished from your hand for its summon. And can attack monsters up to the number of times each battle phase up to the number of monsters banished from the graveyard for its summon. This is a big time board breaker.
Yeah.
Big time board breaker.
No, that's great.
If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle after damage calculation, banish that opponent's monster. So, let's review. Yes, it takes four materials to special summon this card.
Which is really the biggest thing people worried about. But
who cares? If you're late in the game, you've already got your graveyard loaded anyway. And of course, my brain immediately went to Thunder Dragons because that's just where my brain always goes, is Thunder Dragons. I just see so many easy pluses with this card in Thunder Dragons. It's just going to wreck things. Now, is it as, you know, open turn as ripping a card with Levy in here? No, it's not. But it's only one more card to summon than Levy. It's really not that bad. This card can get huge. Freaking huge. So, anyway. Don't sleep on it. We'll see how it goes. It's a Beast Warrior, which is kind of weird. But, I don't know. We'll see where it goes. It may not do boo, but it looks fun. Alright, guys. So, those are just some of the cards that we wanted to touch on that didn't have Kashtira or Tier Element in their name. Because people are tired of hearing about that stuff.
Yeah, they are.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. What's your favorite card out of this set?
And, you know, just because, like, there's all this crazy stuff going on in the meta, pay attention to the other cards that are coming out. I mean, that insect stuff is nuts. The Gishki stuff, even outside of just, like, the sprite stuff, is fun. I think there's some cards we didn't touch on, like there's some Ice Jade card in here that's actually not that bad.
Yeah, the Synchro Monster's pretty
It's
nice.
got to help lift the rest of the deck, but it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, Ice Jade players, rejoice!
But for real, fantastic set. Look at some of the other cards. Read your cards as you open the packs because you'll be surprised by what you find that's not. I mean, it's for any set, but especially what's in here.
Yeah.
It's just so loaded.
So, in all seriousness, watch out for the Plunder, watch out for the Brander, watch out for the Spriggan stuff, man. Watch out for insects, trap decks in general.
Woo!
Like, there's just some stuff that's going to be floating around. You're going to see at the entry table, the first couple of rounds of any tournament you're going to. This stuff may jack you up if you're not paying attention.
Yep.
So, alright guys, Photon Hypernova comes out next week at your OTS stores. HawksNestGaming will be carrying it. We're going to have our premiere event Saturday at 3 o'clock. If you're in the Atlanta market, come see us, hang out with us. We'll have a tournament. The tournament starts at 3, but the event, we open at 12. Come buy your pre-release kits, your premiere packs. Have some fun. And if you need the singles, links in the description to the TCG Player Store. We'll have stuff available for pre-sale. Maybe not this week, but for sure next week.
this makes me consider even stuff like, BA is not great right now. It's not because of all the stuff that banishes and everything.
Because of what?
All the stuff that banishes Kastira
and what else? Don't worry about Kastira.
What are we talking about?
The Shizu cards.
Oh, I mean, those can target
shuffle back.
Yeah, any of that kind of stuff. So they're not in a good place. That deck is definitely sensational.
Let's talk about Burning Abyss.
Glad.
They didn't play in 2015.
It's still good, but not anymore. It really isn't, actually. Unfortunately. Maybe it'll have its day again, but probably not. But,
we're on the format back, don't worry.
Anyway.
Carry on. We'll have to cut that.